Hey guys, this is Wood Strick Rick. So a bunch of my coworkers and friends have said, hey, why don't you take your woods knowledge and put it out there for everybody else to see? They've been saying this for over a year. So here I am trying to do this, okay? Now I'm not out looking for subscribers or anything like that. I guess that's what the goal of everything is here with YouTube, is try to get subscribers. But honestly, I just want to get some knowledge and skills put out to everybody. So as part of survival, one of the first things you got to be concerned with, you definitely food, shelter, and water. Now where I live at, there's plenty of food around. Doesn't matter what it is. I have muscadine grapes, I have wild strawberries, other wild edibles that are out here. I have a lot of game. But right now, fire to me is the most important. So most all states have pine trees in them. Now when a pine tree dies, what happens when that pine tree dies is all the sap that's at the top will slowly seep into the center of the tree, and then gravity is going to pull that down. Now once all that pine sap gets down to the bottom of the tree, it's going to start to harden into a really hard solid wood. Now here's part of a dead pine tree right here. Okay, what has happened? It's already snapped halfway up, but down here at the base of this pine tree, that's up to about 3 foot, that's probably going to have what's called pine heart. Okay, now that pine heart is really good for starting a fire. Now sometimes you can just walk along and find where the tree has already rotted itself away, and all there is solid pine heart sticking out. Now some of it could only be, a foot above the ground. Some of it could be a little bit higher. Sometimes you can find pine heart literally just laying on the ground on top because the tree has fallen over and it actually got turned into pine heart that way. Now there's a bunch of different names for pine heart, but where I'm from, that's pretty much what we call it. Now, naturally, to start a fire, the easiest thing to do is to reach in your pocket and pull out a lighter. Okay, that's the easiest way to start a fire. Now pine heart, you can tell after you've split some of them down, the outside of it's going to look kind of rough like this, but on the inside it's going to be yellow and kind of reddish inside. It'll also have a very unique smell. It has a very sweet pine smell to it. It holds a flame real easy. It's very easy to catch and burn. Now it'll burn hot, and the larger the piece you have, the bigger the flame you'll get out of it. But it's kind of dry out here in the woods, so I'm going to keep everything down to a small scale. But most of the supermarkets that you may go to, they also sell little survival gadgets like this magnesium strip. Now the magnesium strip has magnesium on one side of it. On the other side, it has a flint striker. Okay, it also comes with a little scratcher, so you can scratch it and create a spark. Now, me, myself, and I, the scratcher is great, but it's kind of cumbersome for me to use because it's small. I just prefer to use a pocket knife. Now I'm going to tilt it down here. I always like to take a sleeve of the bark off of any tree that I'm getting my pine heart from. And so I like to start my fire on that, especially if you're using a magnesium strip. And it's easy. You take the magnesium strip, get the magnesium side, hold it down on the bark, and you just scratch. Okay? And you keep scratching and scratching and scratching. If you see just a little bit of silver on your bark, it's not enough. Okay? You want to have at least a little tiny pile to go. And I've taken some pine heart and I put it inside the magnesium. And so then I take my striker and I take and try to get it to ignite the fire for me. Yeah, so if you could see the sparks that are coming up, it's actually the magnesium trying to ignite. Thing of it is, with this video, I didn't scrape enough off because I'm trying to keep the videos kind of short, and I'm trying not to burn the woods down because we are in kind of a drought condition at this time. But I've got here the magnesium powder in the pine bark, and I have these strips here. And the easiest thing to use is my lighter, and I will just simply light it up, okay? And that's where your fire is going to be at. And right now all that's burning is the pine heart, but I'm not going to let that burn long. Now the magnesium strip works great. It takes a little bit of time and effort, but once you're done, you can have a fire. Now once I have my little fire going there, all around there's pine cones everywhere. The first thing I put on there is a pine cone. Pine cone's going to burn very hot. You always want to have a little stack of small sticks and twigs to get you started, and then if you're going to be there long term, you can continue to add on with bigger wood. Make sure this is celery out because I am not burning down my woods. But the easiest thing to do when you go out in the woods, take a lighter. Much better.